my name is Dawn and I go by Busymomstitcher here on YouTube and Instagram. Welcome to my channel. Today is a Floss Tube Extra. I am going to do a WIP parade of my non-full coverage. So if you like WIP parades, stick around, and if you are new, please don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. So we're gonna get started because this one could take a little bit, and I'm hoping I'm not gonna do before and where it was when you last saw it. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just going to show my WIPs in this video. So let's just get started, and these are in any particular order. There'll probably be more in the alphabet order because that's how I have them in my bins that I just took out of them, so they'll just be alphabet order. And yeah, so if you have any questions, and I won't be listing each product in the description, so if you have a question about a project, please you can send me a message on Instagram, or you can put a comment at the below. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done a WIP parade. I think my only WIP parade I've done is when I first started doing my YouTube videos. So this might be a little bit. So let's get started. All right, the first WIP is called 2022 Halloween Countdown. This is by Shannon Christine. It is done on a 14 count coffee tea dyed that I did, I guess. And I started this, this year, March 8th, 2025. All right, so this is what it'll look like when I am finished. This right now has only got 119 stitches in. Again, I started this in March of 2025, and this is where that is. This is, it was yellow, I believe, and then I tea dyed it. And it's a 14 count. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at my spreadsheet that I have, and this might be a little tricky. The next one is a year of celebration, and I only have a couple of these done. I'll show you what they'll all look like when they're finished. This is what they'll all look like when they're finished. This is by Hands On Design. This one I have done April, July, and August. This is gonna be hard. And it looks like I started them, all three of them, in March of 2025. Okay, so this is where April is. And these are all done on a 14 count vintage taupe that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. This one has to be, oh no. Oh, this one's July. This is July. And then this one is August. I feel like I'm forgetting stuff, but hopefully not. Putting everything back in the bags as well, so sorry about the noise. I have a lot, so I'll need to put it. The next one is called Adorables. This is done on a 14 count. It's called Adorables, and it's by Stitching with a Housewife. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. This is on a 14 count chalkboard Aida. It was started in July of 2023. And so far I have 2,920 stitches in it. And I just need to finish up the Santa Claus and a couple bulbs up top, and this will be completed. And here is where I am. So I have started on Santa. I need a little bit there. And then so I have a couple more, two more the light bulbs here. And then it will be finished. Okay, and then the next one is American the Beautiful. This is by Stitching with the Housewife again. When I first started stitching with the Housewife was my, I really enjoy their patterns. And actually they're the first people that I really watched on YouTube. So I have a lot of their patterns. This is done on a, this is what it'll look like when it's finished. I have changed the fabric and I have done it on a 14 count blue jean that I dyed myself. I started this on May 27th of 2023. And this has only got 1,235 stitches. I am using the Call for Floss, which is Classic Colorworks. And it's all out for the thing. A mess. And again, this is where I am currently. So I got America in. And I'm also going to try not to edit as much, so I'm not going to put before and after pictures. And I'm just going to show what I have. And the next one, this is, I'm gonna say it's like a Halloween. I'm just gonna call it Halloween right now. This is by Groshetto Go-Go. This is one of my favorite non-full coverage artists that I love to do their cross stitch. Now this one I am doing not the whole thing. I'm doing these individuals as pillows. So this is what it'll look like when it's finished. I'm actually just doing this right now, but eventually I want to do all of them, but I want to do them in little pillows like they have down here. So this is on a 14 count coffee that I dyed myself. It was started in July of 2023. It only has 1,504 stitches. I am using the DMC Called for Floss. This one is actually on my wheel for non-full coverage for 15. So hopefully one of these days it'll spin. And this is all I've gotten done so far. Done so far. So I would love to get back to this one. I love this one. The next one is Autumn City, and this is by Groshetta Go-Go as well. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha that I purchased on 123 Stitch. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This was started in September of 2023. And this has only got 785 stitches. This one, I think, is on my wheel too. I'm using the DMC floss as well. And this is all I've gotten done so far. Sorry, I'm not about to go iron anything either. So hopefully I can get back to these. Get the houses in maybe. I'm sorry if I'm zipping. I just want to close them up so they don't, nothing falls out of them. It'll be a nightmare when I become, all right, so then my next one is Be Jolly. This one you guys have seen recently. This is in the magazine Christmas, the Christmas ornaments 2023. I'm looking for a piece of paper. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This is actually almost done. I have to do the Be Jolly words and then it's complete. This is done on a 14 count chalkboard Ada. I started this December 5th of 2025. I'm sorry. I started this December 2023. December 2023. I've gotten 1,667 stitches. I am using DMC floss. And this is where I am. Again, all I need is the words that go over here. Over here. So once that's done, this one will complete. And this one is on my 15, my wheel to spin for 15, for 100 stitches a day. My next one is called Bewitch. I gotta find it on my spreadsheet. Hold on a minute. This might take longer than I thought. All right, nothing. This is John. Yep, I found it. This is by Shannon Christine. It's done on a 14 count coffee tea dye that I dyed myself. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. Have I even started? Hold on a minute. Yeah, I have. This was started on March of 2025. It's only got 100 stitches in, so not much to see. And this is where I am now, or what I have right now. Just the top of an outline of the hat. And do you see why I have such a hard time figuring out what patterns to use? I have so much. This is just the start of it. All right, then my next one is called Candy Ghost. Some of these might get out of order, but this is by Shannon Christine as well. I was in her monthly, and this one you did just see on my video. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. This again is on a 14 count grade. I think it's a blue jean actually. This was started in January of 2025. And this has gotten 732 stitches. And this is where I am right now. We just saw this on the last video. All right, and then my next one is Christmas City. This is by Groshetta A Go-Go. Yeah. This is on a 14 count vintage country mocha. This is where it was the last. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. You did see this on my last video as well, but I have done more stitching because my wheel spins. So this will be, you'll see this again on Sunday as well. This one I started in December of 2023. I've only gotten 1,110 stitches in, and this is all I have so far. Oops. I actually have it all the way to the end. I actually have it to the end. I did the end to make sure that there was enough fabric. But this is where I've been focusing on. So that'll be fun to do. This next one is called Christmas Decoration Sampler. And this is a one I think I bought when I first started cross stitching. I do not know where I got the pattern from. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. And I started this in August of 2023. And this is what it'll look like when I am finished. And this is all I have so far. Them snowmen are super cute. The next one is called Christmas Village. This is by Tiny Monorist. This comes in 4 parts and you have to buy the 4 patterns. But this is what it'll look like when it's finished. This one is on a 14 count vintage blue whisper. This is started in 2023, and this is a paper pattern, so I'm not sure how many stitches. I've done 1,007. Yeah, actually I know how many. I just don't know a percentage, and we're not telling that right now. So this one is, I've gotten 1,072 stitches. This is where I am now. He has no eyeballs. No eyeballs on this guy. But this is where I am now. So as you can see, my 2023s are not very far. The next one is called Christmas Wonderland. This is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Yeah. This was a sale. I don't even know when. This is done on a 14 count gray Ada, and this was a sale. I'm thinking it was probably because I started it in December of 23, so the sale must have been 2023. I bought the kit and everything. I never have finished it. It only has 769 stitches, and I actually pulled this out today because it's on my wheel to get finished. So this is what it'll look like when it's all complete. Not the best picture, but so that's what it's going to look like when it's complete. Again, I only have 769 stitches, and this is how much I've gotten so far. All right. I gotta make sure some of these might not have anything on them. The next one is the Cottage of the Month, and this one is April. I have to find it. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and this is what it'll look like when I'm finished. This is done on a 14 count vintage taupe. I started this in June of 2025, and I only have 195 stitches. And this is where I am currently at. Not much to see. The next one is Cottage of the Month, February. This is by Country Cottage Needlework as well. I've started all these, kind of all of them, to get them finished. This is on a 14 count vintage taupe. This was started in December of 2023. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This one has 943 stitches. And using DMC. I'll let you guys know when I'm not using, most of them are DMC floss. Well, actually all of them. It's just a couple I don't have fancy floss. And this is where this one is at. So this one looks like it needs the house done, and then like it's still got a ways to go. Then the next one is the Cottage of the Month, March. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's again on a 14 count vintage taupe. This was started in January of 2024. This has gotten 1,111 stitches. This is where it was the last time you saw, or this is what it'll look like when it's finished. Words are hard today. Today is Tuesday, if anyone knows. Doesn't know, it's Tuesday. I took a half a day today. And this is where I am so far. So this one, I just need the house done and the bottom row. And then this one will be completed. I should have started with these smaller ones with one strand a day instead of December. The next one is the Cottage of the month, May. Go down to this thing here. Again, this is by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's done on a 14 count vintage taupe. It is started on June of 2025. I have gotten just 90 stitches in it. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. And again, this doesn't have much of anything, and this is where I am now. These were, I was using my spin, my every cross stitch on my spin, and that's when this one got called for this year. Then my next one is called Easter City. This is by Groshetta A Go-Go. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. I started this in March of 2025. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This only got 155 stitches. And this is where I am now. Just a little bit of bordered. The next one is Easter on the Farm. This is by Groshetta Go-Go as well. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This was started in April of 2025, and I only have 217 stitches. And this is where I am now. This next one is called Evergreen. This is by Fat Quarter Shop. Is it by Fat Quarter? Yeah, it was another Sal from Fat Quarter Shop. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. As you can see, vintage country mocha is my favorite fabric. This was started in August of 2023. It was a Sal. I never got done with it. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. And so far I have 1,758 stitches on it. And this is where I am now. I think I was trying to get down here so I can finish, so I can know where the end is. I kind of stopped there. All right, my next one is called Halloween City. Again, this is by Groshetta Go-Go. This is on a 14 count vintage country mocha. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. This one was started in September of 2023. And I've gotten 1,645 stitches in. This is on my wheel to get a finish, or just, you know, keep working on it so we can see some progress. And that's where I am now. This one I really enjoy. I don't know why it's not getting done more, but all right, and then the next one is called Halloween Letters. This is by Primrose Cottage. Yep, Primrose Cottage. It's on a 14 count stormy night. You just saw this as well on one of my last videos. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This one is on my wheel. This was started in March of 2024, and I am only at 1,480. And this is where I am. This one, I haven't started, so we're not going to show that one. The next one is called Honeybee Quaker, and this is by Primrose Cottage. Trying to do things at once. Honeybee Garden. It's by Primrose Cottage. It's on a 14 count white Aida. This was started in 2024. I'm sorry, March of 2024. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This is only gotten 810 stitches. Oh, Lordy. Words. Hard today. And this is where I am now. I mean, if I would stick to this, I could get this done within a month, maybe. This one is on my wheel, so it should be coming out, hopefully. Then my next one is called Honeybee Garden, and this is by Stitching with the Housewives. This is done on a 14 count blue jeans that I dyed myself. This was started on May of 2024. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. This has gotten 3,050 stitches. And this is where I am currently. This one I am using DMC floss. I use DMC on most of all their patterns. This next one is called In the House. It is by New Dream Stitches on Etsy. This is done on a 14 count fiddler's cloth. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This was started in November of 2024. And I've gotten 2,174 stitches done. This one is also on my wheel currently. This was a gift. And this is where I am right now. kind of is fun. I'm not sure why. It's a gift, but I don't know why I stopped. I think I was getting bored. I get bored real easy with my patterns. Alright, the next one is Kringle. This is by Little House Needlework. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. I started this in October of 2024. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This has hardly anything on it, I can tell you right now. It's 90 stitches. And I am doing the DMC, no, I do have the fancy, I have the fancy cloth. I have the fancy floss that is called for on this I am using. There's a couple I'm missing, but I have most of them. So I have this here. You can see, look, it's very nice still because I haven't stitched it very much. This is... and this is this is how I got so far. Well, this one needs, it's not on my list to do, so it'll be sitting in the bucket for a little bit. Sorry for all the noise and zippers, as this is the only way I can do it, or I'll be here for days. The next one is called Love Potion, and I don't have a picture. If I think about it when I edit, I'll put a picture of what it looked like right here. This was by the Fat Quarter Shop, and it's on a 14 count pink Ada that's kind of has some sparklies in it. This was done. This is probably one of my oldest WIPs. It's not quite, I don't think. This one's done, was done in February of 2022, and this was a sal. I have 1,819 stitches done. I think I just need to finish section 3, and then section 4 started, and then this one will be completed. But this is where I am. I just need to finish down here, and then I have this section 4, and then I'm done. Let's get on it, Dawn. But this isn't on my wheel, so it's gonna stay incomplete for a little bit. This is gonna be a long video because I'm not even done with my first bucket. Then my next one is called Merry Christmas. This is by Al Stitching House. They're on Etsy. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. This is done on a 14, I think it's just a 14 count gray. I started this in October 2023. And I only have 346 stitches. Looks like it's more than 346 stitches, but that's all I have. And that's where I am. Nothing too exciting. This next one is called Merry Duo Santa. This is by Emily Call. I actually have the Santa and the Snowman. So I will try to put a picture of what it will look like right there, as mine is the chart. This is done on a 14 count 14 count chalkboard Ada. They both were started in January of 2024. And the Santa has gotten 763 stitches, and this is where it looks like now. And then the next one is the Mary Do Snowman. It was done again in January 2024. I'll put a picture of it, what it'll look like when it's complete here. This one has gotten 1,090 stitches. He is almost about done. I think I have another row or two on the bottom of him. And then I have some little like fill-ins, and then he would be done. So one time, probably in 2024, yeah, I was going to do a Christmas tree ornament, cross-stitch Christmas tree ornament, and I was going to put everything on black. So, but that hasn't happened. This next one is called Mary 3. This is by Plum Street. This is done on a 14 count vintage beige. 14 count beige Ada. This one I did do a conversion, a color and cotton conversion. So when they opened their store in St. Louis, I went down there, and I love their floss. I just don't use it a lot anymore. I was on a budget. I had to slow it down with it. So I kitted this up while I was there, and I did color and cotton floss for it. So this is what it'll look like when it's finished. These are the colors that I am doing. This was started in August of 2023. Oh, I can't believe it's been that long. This has gotten 1,029 stitches, and this is where I am right now. I need to get this little guy out. He could be quick done too. I'm probably gonna say that on all of them, probably. My next one is called Milk Cow. I call it Milk Cow. I think that's what it's really called. This one I kind of have restarted. Yeah. This is by Lori Holt, and these are the cards, the stitching cards that she has. So this is what it'll look like when I'm finished, but I'm actually not doing that border. I'm just doing the cow. This is on a 14 count Rusco Ada. I started this in March of 2025, so just recently. And I only have 183 stitches. And I'm not sure I like this fabric with this actually. So he might be just staying away for a while. But here's where I am. You can't see the white very good. It's not, I mean, it's visible in person a little bit, but it's just not the best. I think I should have gone darker. Okay, one more out of this bucket, and then I'm gonna switch to another bucket. This next one is called Mini Sally. My daughter is into, well, she's kind of getting out of it now after. It's from The Nightmare Before Christmas, so she's really big into that. Well, she was, let's put it that way, because she really isn't now. So I purchased these. It's called Soul Stitches. So I'm doing this on a 16 count because at the time I was trying to see if I like 16 count, and I thought I'd try it on this. So this is the one that got 16 count, but this is what it'll look like when I'm finished. Here is, right there is the name. They are on Etsy. They also do felt, I think. belt projects. This one was started in August of 2024, and I have gotten 535 stitches in. And this is where I am right now. So I just need to go a little bit more with her hair, and then I can start her face and then her body, and then she's done. All right, I'm going to pause. It'll take me a little bit, but you won't see it because it'll be combined. So I'm gonna take a pause and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, let's get this last bit done. All right, so we're gonna start with our month to month. This is month to month June. This is done. This is by Stitching with the Housewives. It's done on a 14 count malted milk that I purchased from I purchased from Fat Quarter Shop. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This was started in May of 2023. I have gotten 2,638 stitches in. I am just in the first part, and this is currently where I am at right now. The barn is just about done. I have some more stitching in it, but it's just about done. So again, at the time, Stitching with the Housewives, I was stitching a lot of their stuff, and I love their monthly stuff. So you're gonna see a couple of these like that. The next one is the month to month December. This is by Stitching with the Housewife, and this is also on a 14 count malted milk. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. All these I am using DMC. This one I started in August of 2023, and I have done 1,993 stitches. And this is where I am currently. I almost have the word December done. I gotta get that ER in, it looks like. So this one still has quite a bit to go. Then the next month, oh, all right, and then the next one is okay, so the next one is called Monthly Mini Village. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. These are the new ones that just came out. I only have January and March stitched. So let me get the you saw this on my last video. This is what January will look like. These are all on 14 count vintage country mocha. I started this one in January and June of 2025, this month. I've only got 100 stitches. And this is as far as I got on that one. Then the other one that I have started is March. This is by Country Cottage Needlework as well, done on a 14 count vintage mocha. This was started in February of 2025. So this is what it'll look like when it's finished. This one I have gotten 890 stitches on it. And this is where I am currently. Though I do have a house on this one done. All right, the next one it's called Monthly Weigh-In, and this one is October, and this is by Stitching with a Housewife. I have a couple of these that I started as well. I did finish November. I don't have that with me though. This is a 14 count vintage country mocha. I started this one in July of 2024. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. And I believe I just started up here on that word. This has only gotten, 325 stitches. I do have this stand too. It's in my closet. And this is where I am currently at. I love Halloween and Christmas. Yeah, I really love stitching Halloween Christmas stuff. I don't really decorate a lot for Halloween. Well, I didn't the last 3 years because I always worked a second job. So hopefully this year maybe. Then my next one is the Monthly Weigh-In. This one is September. This is by Stitching with a Housewife, and it is done on a 14 count country mocha. It was started in October of 2023. Okay, this is pretty sad. There's only 623 stitches on here. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. And I believe I don't know if I have all of it done, but this is where I'm at, is that. I think I need to get myself I need to unwhip. Not unwhip. I need to whip down very bad, please. And this is where I am now. Oh yeah, I have the top done. I can start the middle. That's where I am right now. Oh, fall's another one I do like too. Fall to stitch. All right, this next one is the 9 patch. It's the June. It's by Primrose Cottage. You just saw this on my last video, I believe. It's on a 14 count vintage taupe. This one, yeah, I just started it in June of 2025. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. This has gotten 120 stitches. And this is what it looks like right now. Alright, this next one is called North Pole. It is by Primrose Cottage. It is on a 14 count vintage country mocha. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. And I did a floss conversion of my own. And it's a floss conversion of color and cotton floss. Probably a mess. I haven't even. Here is my conversion. This one I started in December of 2024, and I only have 266 stitches. And this is where I am currently. This next one is, I haven't started. I'll put that there. This next one is called Pumpkin Trio. It's by Shannon Christine. I had to find it on my thing because the sheet that I use is from Rainbow Sheets, and I don't know how to sort it by alphabet. All right, so this is Shannon Christine, and it's on a 14 count vintage taupe. This one I started in March of 2025. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. And believe me, this should be done because it shouldn't take me this long because it's very small. This one I have 104 stitches in. And I just have the border. And it's not complete. Look, this is how small it is. This is all I have left, or what I have. I just gotta finish this border and put the 3 pumpkins in it. You can tell I like to start stuff, but not really finish them. I wish I could finish them actually. All right. Then my next one is Santa Bought a Christmas Gift. This is by Al Stitcher. Yeah, Al Stitching. Gotta find him. The Al Stitch House. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This is done on a 14 count gray. This was started in September of 2023. And I've only got 836 stitches. Oh, it makes you know what you have. I mean, I know it's all in this thing, but I don't think this is 800 stitches. I think my count's wrong on this. Maybe it is right. Let me look at let me show you I'll show you what I'm looking at. This is what it looks like currently. I think that's 800 stitches. I'm gonna look at my Mark RXP. I haven't even stitched this year. Yeah, but it's 836. So this is 836 stitches. It looks more, don't it? The next one is Santa Sampler. This is by Emily Call. This is done on a 14, I think just a 14 gray again. I don't know exactly if that's gray. And this was started in September of 2023. I'll try to post a picture of what it looks like here, what it'll look like when it's finished, because mine is the chart. This has gotten so far 1,533 stitches. This is very dirty, but this is where I am right now. So I have that border still to do and Santa Claus. My next one is called Santa Snowman. This is by Stitching with a Housewife. It's done on a 14 count chalkboard Aida. This was started in November of 2024. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. I did change the fabric so it won't look like that, and I used DMC on this. No, This one I did a color conversion of color and cotton. This one has 470 stitches. So when I do my, some of them are on the thing, but once I get these off of the tag, I kind of just throw them in the bag. So there's my white and the red. But this is my conversion, color conversion. Again, this was for my stitching tree that I wanted to have, and I don't have one yet, but this is where I am currently. Super cute. More of these plastic bags, and then I have my bags. This next one is called Scarecrow Festival, and this is a 4-parter. And let me see which ones I have ready to go. So it looks like I only have 2 and 4 because I have 1 done, yeah. All right, so let me find these real quick. All right, so the Scarecrow Festival 2 is by Stitching with the Housewife. It's done on a 14 count toasted Aida. I don't have when I started it, and I don't have how much I've done because actually it's on my other iPad. So I actually started this at my work, and I had it on my mini iPad. And when you use Mark RXP, it doesn't transfer. So I have to remember to put in my counts on this spreadsheet. So that's what it's gonna look like when it's finished. This one I am almost done. I think I just have this, I don't know. Yeah, this one is almost done. So this is where I am. I have this wagon to finish and that Scarecrow, and I think that's all I have left. Sorry for the park thread. I don't usually park, but I must have that day. So I love the tractor. So that's Scarecrow Festival 2. Oh, and I did do a floss conversion of color and cotton. And this is the mess. So it's not really, if you want the conversion, just send me a message and I'll let you know what I'm using. And then the Scarecrow Festival 4, this is where it'll look like when I'm finished. This one I do have, I think. This again was done on a 14 count toasted Aida, and it was started in May of 2024. And this one has gotten 505 stitches. And this is where I am currently. There is a 3, and I already did the 1, so this next one, which I haven't started. I just grabbed everything out of my thing. This next one is called Spooky Spells. It is by Sugar Stitches. Right? Yeah, Sugar Stitches. They're on Etsy. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. I started this in October of 2023. And it's only gotten 1,334 stitches. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. And this is where I am currently. You just did see this because it spun on a wheel and I got that bad in. This next one is called The Garden, and this is, I started it this year. It's by Zyro Designs Studio. It's done on a 14 count white Aida. This one I started in January of 2025. It was supposed to be my temperature chart and I stopped it. But this is what it'll look like. Well, kind of like what it will look like. It's a temperature chart. I was doing really good, but then I got really bored with it, so I stopped. So, but this is where I am currently. As you see it, January, February, March. I stopped in April. All right, so now we're on to, these are not in alphabetical order anymore because they're in these bags. And I don't really list them as alphabetical order. So this first one is called Haunted Halloween, and this was a sale as well. It was by Stitching, or 123 Stitch. No, this one is by Fat Quarter Shop. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. This is done on a 14 count yellow that I dyed. I didn't dye the yellow. It was already yellow and I tea dyed it to make it a little bit brighter because it was very bright yellow. I started this in October of 2023. This has probably got 100 stitches. No. And this has only gotten 789 stitches. And this is where I currently am at. I have the bat done and I started the moon. And it's in my little bag that I made. These are my first bags I made, so they're not perfect. I really wanted to do the vinyl ones, and then now I don't. I like them. I don't really care for the vinyl as much. All right, this next one was, I restarted it because I wanted all of my, this is the month to month. I wanted them all on this fabric that's called Malted Milk that I purchased at Fat Quarter Shop. So this is by Stitching with a Housewife. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. This was restarted on March 6th of 2024. And I only have 539 stitches. And this is where I am currently. I have a message there. Let's swipe it up. This is almost a 2-hour video. I gotta move along. My full coverage won't be this long, I don't think. This next, oh, and then it was in this bag that I made. This vinyl I found on Amazon. This next one is called Bunny Bakery, and it's by Stitching with a Housewife as well. This is done on a 14 count purple Aida that I dyed myself. So this is what it'll look like when I am finished. I started this in February 11th of 2024, which was Super Bowl. And I got 693 stitches in so far. And this is what it'll what it looks like right now. Not very much. This is the bag it's currently in. Now these are the bags I like to make. This next one is called the Stitcher. I don't know where my thing's at. It's by Floss Box. It's not on my. Well, I'll have to look for it. So this is what it'll look like when I'm finished. I wonder why it's not on my thingy. It's not on my spreadsheet. I'm not going to be able to tell you what count I am on, but I'll show you where I am at. And this is where I am currently. Another one, I think this is one of my older ones. Let me go into my markup RXP and see what I have here. So I started this in December of 2024 and I have gotten 1,592 stitches. I'm gonna put this over here so I can check my spreadsheet. All right, my next one is called Hello Spring. It's by Shannon Christine. This is done on a 14 coffee tea dye that I dyed. Sorry about the wrinkles on this. Oh, color's not the greatest either. I started this in August of 2023. And I have 1,195 stitches. And this is where I am currently. Another one. It's done in this, stored in this bag. This next one is Trucking Along December. I don't know why these are on here. Sorry guys, I don't know why these are on here. There it is. So I started this in September of 24. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. I started down here. This has gotten 824 stitches. It's done on a 14 count chalkboard Ada. And I am using DMC. Nope, I did a color conversion of this one as well, of color and cotton. This is what it looks, this is where I am currently. And it's in this bag. Look, it's got floss on it. All right, so my next one is Welcome. It's by the Cricut collection. It's actually called Cottage Welcome. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. I'm gonna see if it's on, if I have it on here. I think I'm missing some things. Let me pull this one up because this one's not on there either. That's weird. All right, so this one is, actually I won't have a count. I'll have a count, but not a percentage, that's right. So this one was started in June of 2020. No, it wasn't. I know I didn't start this year. This was started in August of 2023, and I've done 794 stitches. And I am using DMC floss. And this is where I am currently. So I did get the little watering can done at least. And this one was this was dyed by me. I think this one was blue jean. No, this one I dyed was sapphire blue. And it's in this cute little bag. This next one is called City Village, and there's 4 parts. It's by Stitching with the Housewife. Now it makes me wonder if these are all on here yet. I don't think these are on there either. Okay. I gotta move it along because this is taking forever. Nope, this is not a WIP. I haven't even started it, any of them yet. So maybe that's why they're not on there. Okay, we're gonna pass that one up. I just pulled all these out of the drawer and just, I don't think this one's on there either. This next one is called, I call it Winter City. It's by Groshetta Agogo. This is a good way to know if your stuff's on your spreadsheet. This was that's why I went to cancel. This was started in December of 2023. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. This is done on a 14 count vintage country mocha. This has only gotten 1,397 stitches in. And this is where I am currently at. Well, at least this one has a house done. It's like the Halloween one. At least they have one house done. And this is the bag it's in. For winter, little snowflakes. This next one is called Ghouling's Crossing. This is by Paisley Worley Stitching. This is what it'll look like when I am finished. I know I have this one on here. This is done on a 14 count that I think I dyed it and then I coffee tea dyed it. I don't remember the colors. This was started in June of 2025, so this year. This one I have 111 stitches. And I only got this hat done. I need to serge this one. So you can kind of see this is the dye that I did, and then I coffee tea dyed it to make it a little bit more rustic, I guess. This next one is Stars and Stripes by Stitching with Let me make sure I have something or nope, I still. So this is Stars and Stripes. It's the Stars and Stripes Chew by Stitching with a Housewife. This is what it'll look like when I'm finished. This is done on a 14 count coffee tea dye. I started this in May of 2023. And this has got 2,188 stitches. And this is where I currently am. I'm moving a little bit more faster. I'm afraid this video won't upload on YouTube. This next one is So She Did. This was a restart. This is by Lori Holt. You can find these at Fat Corner Shop. This is done on a 14 count white Aida. I did start it in October of 22, but I restarted it. Didn't put that in my thing. This has gotten 921. No, it hasn't. Okay, I don't know what this one has. This isn't right either. Maybe it does have that much. Yeah, it does. 921 stitches. So that's right. And this is where I am now. This one it's not my favorite stitch actually now. I got it because I thought it'd be really cute in my sewing room. But it's a lot of block stitching and I don't know. And I did change the colors of the sewing machine, so. This is another bag I made. This one I think is the Farm Life. Yep, it's by Little House Needleworks. This is actually, I'm doing this for my son. This is done on a 14 count Vintage Country Mocha. I started this in July of 2023. And I have 1,750 stitches. I actually like this one. I don't know why this one doesn't come out more. And this is where I am currently. Look at them little chickens. Okay, Don, you gotta move. All right. Two more. This next one's in this bag. This is City Christmas, and this is by Stitching with the Housewife. This one also has 4 parts. And I am currently doing City Christmas 1. Right? Yeah, because that one's done. Yeah. And this is on a 14 count white Aida. It started in June of 2025 and I have 102 stitches so far. And this is what it'll look like when it's finished. And this is where I am now. And then my last one of my WIPs. After all, I don't even know if anyone was counting. Let me know how many counted, but I don't even know. It's called Autumn Love. It's by Lori Holt as well. You have just recently saw this. This one is on a 14 count coffee tea dye that I dyed myself. It started in May of 2023 and I am only at 2,935 stitches. I'm not sure why I keep this one on the Q-snap, but I do. Because of all this fabric. And that's upside down. And this is where I am currently. And it's in this bag that I made. Alright guys, that is my WIP parade. If you've stayed this long, thank you so much for watching. This is the WIP parade for my non-full coverage, and as you can see, I have a lot. If you have any questions or comments, just leave it at the bottom below. But thanks again for watching, and we will see you later. Happy stitching. Bye.